we'll be doing the poem midterm break. Tone, mood, diction, imagery, theme, basically the full package of everything you need to know for this poem. But before we could do anything, we always read the poem first. So let's read this poem. Midterm Break by Seamus Heaney. I sat all morning in the college sick bay, counting bells meaning classes to a close. At 2 o'clock, our neighbor drove me home. In the porch, I met my father crying. He had always taken funerals in his stride, and Big Jim even saying it was a hard blow. The baby cooed and laughed and rocked in the pram. When I came in, and I was embarrassed by old men standing up to shake my hand and tell me they were sorry for my troubles. Whispers informed strangers I was their eldest, away at school, as my mother held my hand. Just know that this stanza is repeated. So I apologize for this. So the mother held my hand in hers and coughed out angry, tearless sighs. At 10 o'clock, the ambulance arrived, with the corpse stanched and bandaged by the nurses. Next morning, I went up into the room. Snowdrops and candles stood at the bedside. I saw him for the first time in 6 weeks. Paler now, wearing a puppy bruise on his left temple. He lay in the 4-foot box, as in the cot. No gaudy scars, the bumper knocked him clear. A 4-foot box, a foot for every year. Oh my word, this is such a sad poem. It's about a death. A death in the family, a death. This person, the poet, he lost his younger brother. Anyways, let's go to the tone. The tone of midterm break. As you know, I always just write out the entire tone, mood, diction, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm speaking about. I always write it here so you can have your own look at it and understand it better. And I do this in all my videos. Oh, by the way, before we could go into anything else, I have a line by line analysis video. I literally have a full package series on this poem, so please do to check it out, and I will link it down in the description box below. Anyways, let's continue. The tone, midterm break, is predominantly detached, somber, and numb, reflecting the psychological shock and emotional containment of a child dealing with sudden trauma. Somber, this word, it means serious. A simile for this word is serious. Seamus Heaney deliberately avoids dramatic or overly sentimental language, opting instead for a clinical factual observation of sensory details like counting bells and the 4-foot box to convey how grief paralyzes the speaker. This restrained objective distance masks a profound underlying undercurrent of intense, serious, and vulnerability, which only fully surfaces in the devastating, poignant final lines of the poem. Also remember that the tone is the poet's attitude when he or she writes this poem. And the mood is basically your attitude when you read this poem. So what do you extract from this poem? What do you feel? How do you feel when you read this poem? So the mood of this poem is profoundly somber, tense, and heavy with grief, evoking a deep sense of emotional suffocation and sorrow in this reader. In the reader, we basically means you, okay? The atmosphere is established through the awkward, muted interactions of the mournful adults, like the words whispers and uncomfortable handshake create an oppressive environmental or forced formality. The tension is further heightened by the heartbreaking contrast between the innocent, oblivious laughter of the baby and the angry, tearless eyes of the mother. Ultimately, the speaker enters the room filled with candles and snowdrops. The mood shifts from tense discomfort to a deeply poignant melancholical stillness, culminating in a devastating sense of finality and loss. So, melancholical basically means a long-lasting period of sadness. Then we have diction. Diction is the words that are being used here. So what type of words are being used? Is it high standard? Is it like high standard English? Is it colloquial English? Is it conversational English? But in this sense, it's clinical and monosyllabic and reflective to the speaker's emotional numbness. Okay, so it's a traumatic shock. Heaney purposely selects plain, everyday vocabulary to anchor the tragedy in the harsh, unromanticized reality. Omniverse words like kneeling introduces a funeral's atmosphere early on. So it's while the detached use of the words corpse acts like a psychological shield, showing how the speaker distances himself the immediate horror of his brother's death. So he doesn't refer to his brother as, oh, his brother. No. When the body comes, he refers to it as a corpse. He doesn't say the word brother. He uses the word corpse because he is acknowledged of the fact that his brother has died. The vocabulary shifts here now. So it shifts to a more soft and peaceful tone when we invoke the words such as snowdrops and soothed to convey the innocence of the sleeping child, okay? Just to convey the innocence. So the mood shifts here. Before the ending of its cold, fiercely mathematical measurements of a 4-foot box, as he would a 4-foot for every year, which leaves no room for emotional escape, okay? So in the last line, we come to know that this child is 4 years old, a 4-foot box, a foot for every year. This child is 4 years old. This child also used to sleep in a cot that was 4 foot. So it's a very sad poem, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. Anyways, now we have the themes. We have many different types of themes in the poems. Most poems have more than 2 or 3 themes. So let's see what themes do the midterm break use. It's a shattering impact of grief, an upset end of childhood innocence, caused by ultimate death. So now this eldest child, now he has to take up the responsibilities now. He can't be a child anymore, even though but he has to take up an adult role. The poem explores how sudden tragedy upends family structures, reversing traditional roles as the young speakers observe his normal stoic father weep, and he's forced into adulthood by receiving formal condolences by our older neighbors. Henny highlights the isolating natural nature of traumatic shock, showing how the family members process their immense pain in desperate, lonely ways. So, from the mother, she expresses her pain through silent anger, and then the sister, the baby, does not know that the brother has died because the sister is still a child, she's still a baby, she's an infant, and so she is always full of joy. She doesn't realize the pain that's surrounding her. Ultimately, the poem underscores the inescapable cold reality of mortality, demonstrating how the vast emotional weight of a lost future is painfully reduced to the physical dimensions of a tiny, tiny child in a coffin. Very sad, extremely sad. Anyways, this is all for today's video. See you in the next one, and please be sure to like and subscribe and share this video with all your friends. If this video did help you, then please drop a comment.